Yo, I just want to say that stress is a huge part of success. I literally just came up with this title as I was rushing to create this video for you guys because it's 10:32 p.m. and you guys know I gotta upload every single day. Now, this topic of stress and business and success and all of that, it's necessary, right? For you to become extremely successful, you need to be really, really good at managing your personal stress, especially if you're young, right? And the reason I say this is because the last couple of days, my stress just for the business and everything like that, everything related into that topic, because I've got a few different projects that I'm working on. Even though I have a main project, I'm involved in my boy, he's launching a manga, so I'm helping him with that. And then some of the topics that I won't talk about for right now, revolving around software companies and things like that. So the stress level and the tolerance and the management of people is getting higher, right? It's increasing. I'm not going to say it's hard. It's increasing, right? Because just today alone, right, I write down everything I have to do for a meeting on a index card so that one, I can condense it, and two, I know everything I need to go over so I can just check it off, right? So for the last 3 days we didn't have our team meeting, and today we had the team meeting, and I needed to make sure that everything was on track because we're doing a launch next week, right? So that I could launch the ads, so that I could make sure that ads are running, ads are performing, etc., right? So imagine we were supposed to meet on Monday, we didn't meet on Monday. We were supposed to meet Tuesday, we didn't meet Tuesday, so we ended up meeting on Wednesday. Now, I could have spent all that time not doing anything. Of course, that's not me. So I got a lot of stuff done, and I brought a lot of stuff to that meeting to show them, like, look, regardless of the pace that you guys would like to move, I'm still going to keep moving at the pace that I'm going to move. Now, does my stress levels increase? Of course, but this is why I go to the gym. The gym helps me build that stress tolerance a little bit, right? Like that physical pain, it releases, to me at least, it releases that mental, a lot of the mental stuff, right? Like if I'm lifting heavy weights, I don't really think about too much, right? Unless I'm listening to a podcast, and I'm trying to listen to music less, unless it's like, let's say I'm trying to listen to less degenerate music, right? And the reason is because, I'm just choosing to, right? You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just choosing to do it because I understand that a lot of that stuff is just, it can seep into your head over time. It can change your mood. Like if you listen to too much sad music, you'll be sad. If you listen to too much angry music, you'll be angry, right? So we know that. So going back to the topic. So today's meeting, literally the index card, this is blank, but the index card, I just had list of stuff that needed to get done, that I got done, and then what needed to be done by time for launch. Even today, I had to set up all the email sequences, all the marketing sequences, making sure that everything worked to a T, making sure that all the automations worked the way that I need them to work, right? And the reason is because I understand that if things fail, it's on me, right? Because I'm leading the charge. I'm leading point. I'm in the front seat, right? I'm telling people what to do, right? I have to. I assume that role, right? It didn't start out with me. This whole project didn't start with me in the driver's seat. But when I noticed that it was going downhill, I took charge. I didn't really ask for permission. I just took charge. Right now, I forgot to introduce myself. If you don't know who I am, my name is Duno Clanor. Duno, like the game Uno, right? But with a D in front of it. And, I'm just here to help winners win. That's essentially what this channel is about, right? Mentally, financially, and physically. I don't really I don't speak too much on business. I used to a lot. I don't really speak too much on, let's say, I don't like to stick to one sole topic, because to me, I understand that, let's say, as a man, primarily, you need to be well-rounded, right? That's just something I've always knew. That's something my dad preached to me a lot, is just, you need to be good at the things that you do. You need to be an example, right? Like all these things all the time, right? So think about that. Especially when you're the oldest, you hear it a lot more. especially when I was working with him and roofing with him and even doing some interior home repairs and stuff like that with him. That's something I would hear all the time. Make sure you're drilling it perfectly, right? And make sure it aligns, everything aligns, make sure everything is working. And I'm that way too, right? It's not like, oh, he put those habits on me. No, I'm the same way. I'm someone who's extremely systematic, and not in a way where it's like not in a way where it's obsessive, but in a way where, like, I need the structure. There has to be structure, because I understand that structure, everything thrives, right? Whenever there's a mess, it leads to more messes, right? If there's a mess in your business, guess what? There's probably going to be more messes in other areas of your business. If your marketing is a mess, well, guess what? Sales is probably a mess. Your product is probably a mess, right? So even for me, right, in this current project, I'm ensuring that there is no room for us to fail, but also no room for our clients that are going to be going through the entire process to fail. Now, sure, am I going to make mistakes? Of course. Is the business going to make mistake? Of course. Is, something going to go wrong with marketing? Of course. Is something going to go wrong with sales? Of course. Is something going to go wrong with the funnel? Of course. But that's why we constantly analyze and pay attention to everything, right? Your job, when you're in charge, when you're leading, this is where that stress comes from. You need to be paying attention to everything, right? I heard this quote the other day. If you constantly are paying attention to every little thing and you're working hard, there is no reason for you not to be successful. Because if you're paying attention, that means you are aware of what is going on. And if you are aware of what is going on, you can spot the mistakes, you can spot the errors, you can spot the revenue, right? You can spot the switch that you need to turn in order for ads to perform better, for your content to perform better, right? I'm constantly analyzing the competitors. I'm constantly analyzing the creators that I want to be like or be better than. Why? Because I understand that I need to be like them in order to get to where they're at. I also understand that they're not always going to share what they're doing. So that's why it's key to be paying attention to what they're doing. Because when you're paying attention to what they're doing, you can replicate exactly what they're doing. And then guess what? Over time, you may not beat them, but you'll start to catch up faster and faster and faster. And if you understand how to really capitalize, then you may get ahead of them, right? Iman Gadzhi, for example. Dude went from a couple million a year to now, he's worth over 80 million a year by what? And he's 24 years old. Why is that? You think it's because he's not analyzing the people that are better than him? He literally took Andrew Tate's strategy and replicated it and blew up his personal brand. Blowing up his personal brand, what did that do? Well, it blew up his money as well, right? And what is he doing? He's constantly pouring more and more money into that personal brand. That's the biggest thing I picked up on. It's not his agencies, it's not this and that. And I know I'm talking about Iman, but I know a lot of other guys that are doing it as well. I pay attention to a lot of them. I'm just bringing up Iman in case you guys know who he is. Maybe you've heard his name, but I want to show you guys why these things, and just paying attention to the guys at the top, paying attention to how their day-to-day is, right? A lot of times it's not about what they're doing right now, right? It's what were they doing on their way up, right? So I will watch their old content, not just their new content, because I understand their old content, they're going to be talking about stuff that they might not be talking about now, right? The grinding that you were doing on your way up is not the same way, right? A lot of these guys at the top, they'll tell you, oh, live a balanced life, be balanced, be this and that. But that's because they've already made it. They weren't balanced on their way up. On their way up, they were working countless hours, right? They were barely eating, right? They won't tell you that, but it's there. It's a part of it, right? They optimized what is the most efficient thing I need to be doing, and then they just did that thing over and over and perfected it, right? What is making me the most money right now? Oh, this is, okay, let me keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, right? Let me just keep pushing this button until this button can't be pushed anymore. Then I go find another button to push. That's literally what it is. You don't want to deviate too much from the things that you are doing. That's why this project, I've put so much energy into this project that I am launching this coming week, because I understand the payoff long term, not just short term. Short term, yeah, you can make some money. 6 months, you can make some money, some good money. But over the next year, over the next 2 years, as long as I stay focused on making sure the product is excellent, making sure our marketing is on point, there's no reason for it not to blow up more than it's already projected to blow up. Just from my calculations, I could be wrong, right? I'm not perfect, but that is to say, the stress levels are increasing for me, and I'm perfectly comfortable with that. I understand that. I know it's supposed to increase for me because I want bigger things, massive, the things that are up there. Like, I want those things, but not just to have them, right? Like, it would be nice to have the Lamborghini, but I understand that a big part of what I'm after is the power to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with whoever I want, to make changes when I need to make a change on the things that I want to make a change on, right? Whether it's for me, whether it's my home country, etc., right? Very few people can commit to what they say they are after. And the more you start to commit to the things that you say you are after, the more you are honest with yourself and exactly what you want, the closer you're going to get to having them. It's kind of like you want to be more patient. Well, you're not just going to be more patient, but you're going to start to see things come into your life, things start to happen that force you to be patient. That happens to me a lot of times because I'm an extremely impatient person, but I understand that I need to be patient. And so I'm constantly hit with the realization that, okay, I just need to be a little bit more patient. Okay, I just need to be a little bit more patient. Okay, I just need to be a little bit more patient. Okay, I just need to be a little bit more patient, right? Even with the outfit today, I know that's something I talk about in the videos. Today I kept it simple. I literally just threw on a jacket over this white Aeropostale shirt that I bought a long time ago. I don't even remember when I bought this shirt. But I think something I used to do, I would buy like shirts that were a little bit too big for me so that I could still fit into them because I knew I'm hitting the gym, right? I'm not just gonna buy a shirt that fits on me and then I gotta go. I don't like to go shopping every so often. I'd rather just do one shop. Unless I'm tailoring, a suit like this where it gets tailored, I can always retailor it. But when it comes to shopping, I don't like shopping all the time. I know I deviated a little bit from the topic, but it's to help you guys understand that the pressure's on. And I want to add more gas to the fire, right? More gasoline to the fire, more oil to the fire, so that it can burn brighter, so that it can burn harder and longer, etc. Because I understand that's what's needed. I understand that's what's needed, right? Pressure makes diamonds, right? So that's a wrap for this one, guys. I kept it short because it's already 10:44 p.m. over here, and I have a lot of stuff to finish. Probably not even gonna go to sleep tonight, but that's it for this one. Make sure you guys hit that sub. I'll see you guys on the next one.